Welcome back to Enjoying the Word. One, many. It's just a foundational point, an important point that I want to share with you. Look at this verse, 2 Timothy chapter 2. Paul writing to Timothy, urging him to do this. Do your best to present yourself to God as one approved, a worker who has no need to be ashamed, rightly handling the word of truth. Rightly handling the word of truth, which implies that it's possible to wrongly handle the word of truth, right? And so in order to rightly handle the word of truth, there is some work involved. There is some effort, some doing your best, right? There's a whole kind of richness to that verse that really should inspire us to think, okay, so what does that mean? How can I be that kind of person? Doing my best, a worker with no need to be ashamed, rightly handling the word of truth. I just want to share with you one principle, one concept that's really important, and that is one and many. Let me just put it on the screen. Each passage will have one interpretation, but potentially many applications. What that means is that the passage you're looking at when you read the Bible means something. It doesn't mean everything, and it doesn't mean anything. It means something specific. And our job, your job, as we're reading God's word, is to try to grasp what that something is. We're trying to make sense of it. Now, there may be some complexities. Sometimes there may be double meanings and so on. But as a basic principle, there is one interpretation. That passage means something, and I want to do my best to be a worker who rightly handles the word of truth and grasps the meaning of that passage. Once I've grasped that meaning, then potentially there are many applications. Why is the difference here? Well, because there will be many different people reading it. God's word has this living quality that means a young new believer in one continent, in one century, can read it and benefit from it. Someone in a totally different circumstance at a different time, different age, going through different life experiences, the application may shift. There may be rebuke to one and encouragement to another. There may be many applications. Now, the applications, potential applications, need to be evaluated, and we'll talk about that another time. Some applications are kind of going too far away from what the text says. But as a basic concept, when we're studying the Bible, we want to start off by going back then. All right, we want to go back to the time of the author. Think about the world in which that text was written in order to understand what it means. That one interpretation, the true meaning of the text, we're going to discover as we think back in their world back then. But then, having understood it, we come to today and we evaluate the many potential applications. We need to be good at both. We need to be good at really grasping what a passage means back then. We also need to be good at being clear in our own minds how that passage should affect and change and impact our lives. In future videos, we're going to talk a lot about interpretation and application, but this is a basic principle that we need to grasp. Every passage means something. Doesn't mean anything, doesn't mean everything, doesn't mean what you want it to mean. It means what the author intended it to mean. Having gone back then to grasp the meaning, then we can think in terms of today, in terms of the many potential applications. What are the best applications to draw from it? How should this passage mark me today? Thanks for watching. See you next time for more on Enjoying the Word.